This is part two of the review, the patch notes review. Bear with me with any technical difficulties or any lag delay. It was over 3 hours of content, and I put it down into 2 videos. I will get better at editing, but enjoy the video. I'm not going to yap too much. Subscribe to this page and all the other pages. Let's go.
Arguing with me over not banning Gambit just for, the enemy team to not run Gambit. But my team was so mad that I decided to ban someone else than Gambit. They decide to throw the game. So, hopefully there won't be any more of that. And, it looked pretty balanced. I haven't used Gambit's ult with any poke, but I could definitely see what Solo was saying. I could definitely see that becoming nice. And even though the game is full of poke slop, as the community likes to say it, I definitely could see that being pretty solid. So I actually got hit with a Gambit ult when I was on the thing, and I just saved a clip earlier today of I literally got a quad just because Gambit ulted.
Geo being buffed, I just felt it would be impactful more to the poke characters just because their shots generally do more single target damage than like melees or like hit scan machine guns like Punisher or Scarlet. So that was just my initial thought at first, is that it would probably be more impactful to poke players, but not saying it was going to be like bad or anything for the melee fighters or bruisers or other like character damage archetypes. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah, no, 1000%. I was just saying, like, I didn't think about the poke aspect until you mentioned it. So yeah, that is definitely tough though. That's definitely tough. So I feel like the nerf was solid. I'm sure we all knew it was coming, and hopefully that's the last time that Gambit gets nerfed.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to start playing him again in ranked. He's like my second Black Panther because of his mobility.
Yeah, his mobility is insane. Like, and when I was trying to learn Gambit, and I used him for a while until I fell in love with using Luna. His mobility. If someone was Spider-Man or BP or whatever, I always would just sit back and just laugh whenever they tried to dive me, as I would just immediately escape. And I'm just like, yeah, bro, you have no chance. Like at all, you have no chance, bro. So that was definitely one of my favorite things with Gambit, as well as his escapability. So yeah, I'm right there with you, bro.
All right, yeah, no, for sure. I think it's a great update for Gambit. I don't think, and getting through coming to the end of these characters up there, I don't think anybody got changed or got fried too much. They tried to keep everybody a little bit happy there. But yeah, to the next character, Invisible Woman. Less healing in the fray, better reset out of it. Sue's I got a Baltimore accent, sorry, that UE is firing me. Sue's self-healing during combat is nerfed, but her out of combat recovery gets a boost. So she can't really heal herself during combat. Reduce Guardian Shield healing from 25 seconds to 15. Increase healing over time during covert advance from 20 seconds to 30 seconds. So she heals herself better being Invisible Woman, which is ironic. So I think that is good. I think sometimes in combat, when you're fighting a good invis, you're like, how the fuck did she not die without going invisible sometimes? So I mean, I feel like just from reading and trying to understand what the patch note says, that is a good thing. I feel like she can be an OP character in the wrong hands. She can also be complete shit in bad hands, and I think this also increases that trope anymore. I mean, even more. So what do you guys have to say about that?
I don't have too much to say on it. I just know a lot of people's experience, they've always banned Invisible Woman because of her healing output. But I think that was more so just on her ultimate. With that being nerfed, and now her Guardian Shield being nerfed, I feel like she'd probably just go back to being like a mid heal botter. it's good. I feel like it's a good change that she's able to heal herself a little bit faster when she goes invisible now. Because even though she already was annoying from a dive perspective, it was still pretty simple to kill her once you took her out of that. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got for Invisible-Man. I don't really have any like thoughts regarding her as a healer because I don't play her too often, but yeah, I just feel like it's a pretty decent change to just keep her balanced within the meta. That's all.
Hey, that's super fair. Slice. I think you play Invis a lot. I think, are you a Lord, right?
Whoa, you lagging like crazy right now.
Oh, damn. Am I back to normal?
Yeah, you good now, bro.
Yeah, Slice was on you. I was asking if you were a Lord.
Yeah. So since I did main Invis as I was trying to climb up in ranked because the heals were so bad, I just said fuck it and just went perma heal. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like she didn't need a nerf, but I don't. Me personally, I don't know. I like it's really hard to not be biased, but I truly don't think her healing output needed a nerf. And I don't think her ability to self-sustain needed a buff. Because she already can literally go invisible. And it's not like, the cooldown was bad. I felt like that was very balanced. And sometimes, with me being an Invis main, the double jump mechanic into the invisible cloak form, it would definitely be bugged sometimes. And even if the invisible form was not on cooldown, it would still be bugged, not allowing you to go invisible sometimes. So I'm hoping that since they decided to buff the amount of healing she does when she's invisible, I'm hoping they also got rid of that bug. But I'm not the biggest fan of the Invisible Woman change. But like I said, I think it's more biased than anything. So, and I'm also going to chuck it up to just season and game balancing. So, I'm in the middle with this one.
I think that when y'all bring up the bans and shit, it'd be like bans and stuff. It'd be great points being made, and probably why they made the change based on the consensus and the biases of the character being used. I think it does hurt the character. I think if I wanted to see something change, it would be her ultimate. But I guess she doesn't get her ultimate as fast. So I think that's the main thing. They like, okay, we're going to touch other things on her. So I think y'all always bring up points that I always kind of like might forget to mention. You got Stratpool. Stratpool's ultimate frequency is slightly nerfed to match the new ultimate efficiency. Increases ultimate ability cooldown from 45 seconds to 60 seconds. So it's not too much there. So just because we've been chatting for a while, I'll keep it moving unless y'all really have something to say there. I don't want to take spotlight off of anybody. If y'all what do y'all think about that? Is there anything significant in that? Just and does anybody play Stratpool a lot?
Nah, personally, that just sounds like another like balance change just because Deadpool doesn't generate his ult like everyone else. So I think it's just there just to mention.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. Even though I did use Stratpool for a little bit, I used him until I realized his healing output, although his numbers would look good on paper, I feel as if his healing output wasn't enough to sustain proper heals and manageable heals to your tanks or just the entire team in general in a typical 2 healer comp. So with all that being said, at some point I just gave up on Stratpool. So I don't really think that change to him really does anything significant. If anything, I felt like he may have needed an increase in his healing output. But like I said, I know that might be very, very controversial considering I'm sure we've all seen and been in lobbies where Stratpool has done 30, 35K in heals. And, I'm tanking or usually I'll be tanking when I rage about seeing Stratpool, or even if I'm DPSing, especially if I'm on Storm, I know for a fact he's not hitting me with a single heal. So Dead. But Stratpool is on my shit list, bro. So I'm not. I think we could skip past that one for me.
He's on my shit list too. Even if I don't think I've ever seen a Stratpool do that much. Maybe, I don't know. The game's being intense, but it just seemed like he's just not doing the output like you said that he needs to do. So I mean, we'll move on that one, bro. I'm not a big fan of Stratpool. I feel like Stratpool and Duelist did pool. They could have just did away with Duelist Stratpool. Stratpool and just did Duelist, in my opinion. But I know they want to, break the meta with him being everything. Mrs. Snow, Luna Snow, auto power now snowballing. Luna's combat prowess is cooler than ever. Auto aura new effect reduces ice arts cooldown by 2 seconds whenever a hero with auto aura self-ally takes part in a KO. Is that the one where she throws a snowflake on him or no?
Yeah, so that's saying whenever like she throws a snowflake on somebody and they get a KO, it's reducing the cooldown of her. The clap attack that she has?
Yeah.
Like that burst heal that also does damage. It's going to be reducing the cooldown of that. So she usually has like 5 before it goes on cooldown. I can see it being very beneficial, especially with what I'm reading ahead here, but especially with the team up with White Fox and her throwing a snowflake on dive characters, I feel like would just make her probably, like literally what that says, it'll probably snowball the tempo of the game. So overall, I feel like it's probably too big of a buff. Just for that fact that if they have a pretty decent like dive, or if she chooses her characters correctly, she's going to infinitely have that powerful like healing output that also doubles as damage to the enemy team.
Okay. Slice.
Yeah, so she's actually my new main healer at the moment, and I actually was able to use that change and see what that change looked like as far as the reducing the cooldown for her clap. So I was what I did was I was running with Juice, and Juice was using Cat. So I let him dive, and while he was diving and getting kills, I'm also, on the back, just doing my job, keeping everybody healed up. But that, if you put that snowflake on someone who for a fact is going to do their thing and get their kills, it's going to be very solid, very solid. That cooldown is going to drop significantly. And I feel as if that makes Luna not just a better healer all around, but then I like to also emphasize that they're not called healers, they're called strategists. So I also, care about my damage output, and low key, just for my ego, I care about my final hits as well on strategists. So, that definitely helps out with that as well, because that clap ability does a decent amount of damage, just as much as it does burst heals. So I was actually a huge fan of the Luna buff, especially since I literally just started using her probably towards the end of season 6.5. So that buff was really one of the only ones that actually made me smile out of all of these patch notes. So it's a super W for me.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Thank you for that breakdown. I don't use her as much as a strategist. I don't play strategist that much, but I mean, that seemed like it's a more viable thing if you go from that way. I think you've been dropping a lot of great tips for usage of players that you use. That's really dope to hear that actual experience and to hear it and see it in real time with her doing that auto aura effect. And yeah, hopefully more people go back to using her. I feel like she's been one of the fan favorites, but then drops off, and then when it's one of the fan favorites again, I think she's going to be back as a fan favorite, especially because a lot of people are going to be picking White Fox. And with that being said, because we went through all the characters, I want to talk about what you guys think about the triple ban. We can go over the team up abilities, but what do you guys think about the triple ban? And I forgot what you said we didn't talk about earlier, Slice, and we can talk about that in this segment right here.
So what I said earlier was triple support. I don't think we really talked too much about triple support and just the effect that it's had within the last couple seasons. But I apologize, bro. What was the question you asked before that?
So it goes hand in hand. So triple bans might be in regards to triple support. So how do you guys feel about the triple both, right? Triple bans, cool. Triple supports, and how it affects the season. Y'all can go ahead and take the floor on that.
All right, so I'll probably just continue. I'll start with triple bans. So me, myself, I actually saw a video that reminded me of a time where I, in fact, was healing and someone had banned Invis and Cloak and Dagger on the other team. And at the time, those were my two main healers, which then I thought about it. They're probably the community's two main healers. So, you know, unfortunately, I already was seeing a lot of people got on the same wavelength that I was thinking. And everyone, well, no, I'm not going to say everyone, but I've seen a lot of screenshots and videos of people banning Cloak and Dagger, Luna, and Invis, which then forces people to use not so average healers and not so easy healers. And, you know, people are just completely changing the state of the game and how it's been run. Not only does that negate, you know, the likelihood of triple support, but at the same time, it forces people out of their comfort zone and to run healers that they may not be good with, which is an easy technique to sort of disarray the enemy team and their chemistry. So, you know, that's what I was going to use to take advantage of the triple bans. But I myself have not played competitive yet, since I want to let like the new season hype die down and let all the throwers get out. And, you know, I usually wait about a week or two. Well, usually about a week before I hop into ranked on the new season. So that way, you know, all the people, all the super sweats are trying to get back to their regular rank. And then all the people who may have gotten boosted up at the end of the season, I like to just let that all even out. So it feels like an actual even playing field. And then, you know, I mess with ranked. So I'll see what it's hitting like on my own. But as far as the triple bans themselves, I do feel as if that was something that needed to have been done and was a pretty popular request from the community. We'll just have to see how it goes. Like I said, it could go either really good or really bad. It just only time can tell. And as far as triple support, we all know, and Rivals has, the one thing that I will say is I feel as if everybody can disagree as far as the numbers that they pulled. I'm not going to say whether or not they were accurate or not. I mean, anyone can fib data. It's 2026, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I wasn't the biggest fan of how Marvel Rivals tried to defend the triple support scandal and bring up win percentages and, you know, just state that triple support actually doesn't have as high as a win rate as people would think. And, you know, whether they fib the numbers or not, or whether those are legit numbers, and triple support really doesn't have that high of a win rate in low and high elo, at the end of the day, that's not enough or feasible enough information to kind of tell the community, hey, stop crying, triple support just doesn't win that much. So that means that it's not an issue. Like logically, that I get that they're trying to debate with numbers, but you know, that only means but so much. So that's really where I stand with that. I wasn't a fan of how they tried to defend triple support, but it does look like that they're actually trying to, you know, mitigate it as well. So only time can tell how the season will go with triple support and triple bans. That's about all I had.
Triple support and triple bans. I would just weigh in and say I think that triple bans was needed. The character roster has grown so much from season 0 to now, and I appreciate Rivals for adding a new hero every season, or every 2 heroes every season pretty much. And that's going to make you need more bans. Like you said, I don't like how they try to defend it, but they knew it was a problem. Maybe they was trying to appease the customer. which I can't be mad at them doing either. So that's just what I gotta say about it. Triple support and triple ban is that, you know, the bans were needed, and I don't think I seen the day when I did play. I only played one placement match. I don't believe that double bans are a thing anymore, which is super duper fucking annoying. You know, like, I know they can't. They should just pick two different characters, especially with the triple ban, because I would hate to ban multiple characters twice for each team. If you know what I'm saying, like each team bans the same character, that would just be annoying. But Solo, what's your thoughts on this topic?
Yeah, it's actually really interesting that you made that last point about duplicate bans, because I was just going to say, while I agree with triple bans, like 3 bans per team, I was going to be a little off with this when I say I think it was possibly just a little too early. And the only reason why I said it was too early was because I still think that there aren't enough heroes in each class to really warrant 3 bans. Only really when it comes to the point of like a team all out deciding to just ban every, like, say, strategist in the game. Because currently we only have 12 strategists. So if you ban 6 of them, half of the entire strategist roster is wiped out, and now you have no room for creativity or innovation when it comes to creating a team composition. And the same thing goes with Vanguards. There's only 13 Vanguards. You ban 6 of them. Now you've only got the select few Vanguards that probably aren't that great in regular team comps. So I feel like the triple bans for each team was probably, though I agree, ultimately I think every person should have one singular ban per team. So like 6 bans per team, but we clearly don't have enough heroes for that. Overall, though, through the 3 bans per team, I think is pretty decent, but I think it's just restricting that room for like creativity and building other team compositions, you know?
I'm with you on that.
Plus, it's also like giving other people an extra chance to ban heroes that they don't want to see in matches, that, like, or if I can get this right, I'm like really down the middle of it, because like people will take that time to use that extra ban to ban a newly upcoming hero, and then while I understand they may be broken when they first come out, other people are going to be like, well, nobody's going to ever learn how to play that hero if it's always banned. And that's what quick match is for, I understand, but like,
And throw the game because of that reason, but continue.
Yeah, and it's like, though a quick match is there for a reason like that, but quick match doesn't really give that like engaging critical thought that competitive needs, where you have to actually learn how to use certain abilities at certain times and all that other stuff. So overall, I think triple bans, though it's a good concept, probably was just a teeny bit too early. Maybe with like 4 or 5 new heroes in either of the 2 classes, maybe like 2 more Vanguards and 2 more strategists, I felt like it would have been okay. But I'm just really concerned for that banning more than 50% or close to 50% of an entire class of heroes is just really going to be detrimental to the way like team compositions will play out.
That's a really good point, and that's what the consensus is, because I know TikTok, they made, you know, the propaganda on the game and the meta of the game, you know, people going to follow it. So, I mean, yeah, that is a little bit worrisome, like banning a whole class, and now you're stuck with people who don't know how to use this or that. Character is a little spooky. And then, damn, I kind of did just get rid of the team up ability, so let me actually try to find that real quick. But other than that, I think we're coming to an end of what we're talking about with season 7 update. As far as that, I think that they kind of tried to balance the game a lot with these different characters, and the overall ultimate charge is a great start. I think I should be seeing the screen now and seeing the team up abilities. And we don't have to talk about these in super duper length since we've been going for a little bit. But I think we covered a lot of it, and I think the triple ban thing was the main thing that we wanted to see. We wanted to see some characters buff. We wanted to see some characters nerf. We wanted to see the triple support meta go away a little bit. I think people got tired of the poke meta, I believe, and I think it should be a balance. Dive is, I ain't gonna say it's all the way back, but it's not gone, right? And we'll see how it goes. It's only been 24 hours into the season now, going forward. I'm going to quickly run through some of these team up abilities and then you guys can tell me more about it or not. Just talk about what you would like. But the duality dance, which is Adam and Luna's team up Cosmic Symphony on pause. Duality dance has danced his last dance, so that's just gone, I guess. So he loses team up anchor 15% healing boost. Jeff NATO, it looks like has been gone. Will still cause whirlwinds of chaos elsewhere. Jeff NATO has been removed from play, which it was really cool because Slice is a good Storm, and then Shinobi, shout out to Silver Shinobi, is a good Jeff as well. So when you see that executed and people team up and do it the right way, it's really fucking nasty. That's what I would say. Blessing of Kimono or Kimio, I don't know enough of White Fox, and we didn't talk about White Fox enough, but I think we need to get more data on that, and we'll come back and convene and speak on that. It would have been a little bit different if you watched the Dev Vision clips, but she's gonna be a decent healer. Y'all can talk about that too if y'all don't want to talk about the abilities. As a team up anchor, White Fox gains 10 increase in healing effects, and Luna Snow unlocks the new Spirit Fox ability through her team up. So I don't know what that does. And then you still get something for as you Storm mains. When Lightning and Soul, an astral duet worthy of Cosmos, Adam Warlock gains the Heavenly Harmony ability through his team up with Storm. So I don't know what that is, or if y'all want to give any takes to that, but we'll be coming to an end, and the floor is yours for all of those things.
Yeah, so I actually seen the two team up abilities this morning too when I looked at it. So for Blessing of the Kumiho, that's where White Fox is the anchor. So she's only getting a 10% healing buff, but Luna Snow gets another ability where she throws out a fox that kind of is like a charm. When it can hit both allies and enemies, and when it hits an enemy, it'll charm them for a short amount of time. So I think it's just another form of CC that Lucy, damn, I was about to say Lucio like it's Overwatch, that Luna has in her kit on top of the snowball, which I think would be pretty okay. And it's also a little scary because I feel like Luna's getting way too much love this patch, and if I see her in these matches, we'll see how well she does. But I feel like just her getting so much utility now with the addition of White Fox's team up and just her overall buff with Idol Aura will probably make her really, really common in a lot of these competitive matches. As far as Cosmic Cyclone goes, I don't really see it being too much of a problem here. Only because it only really gives him his flight ability, like a healing trail. So not too much there, but I guess it might just be strong enough, because I don't know the exact numbers, to warrant getting rid of that 15% healing boost, as Adam isn't really the anchor there, Storm is, so he'll be getting that 15% boost on top of that new team up, which I feel like would kind of be busted.
And Slice?
No, I just wanted to point out that was definitely a solid cover of all the team ups. As far as the team ups themselves, though, so I have, like I said, I'm still maining Luna as my healer for this season. So using that new White Fox move, I don't understand what Charm does yet. So I've just been using that team up move that Luna Snow has. Also, by the way, it is a different move. It's bind to triangle on PlayStation. And yeah, like I said, it has a charm effect. I'm still not too sure what that does. So I've just kind of been using that primarily. It's just another move to heal. It's a straight shot, like it's Blade's ultimate, but just imagine Blade's ultimate, but instead of trying to, DPS with it, it's healing, but in like that tunnel vision-esque shape. So don't have a problem with it at all. And I haven't used White Fox either to see a substantial healing difference on, I ran with Shinobi earlier. He's been pretty locked in on White Fox. He's been insta-locking her pretty much every match. So I haven't gotten a chance to use her yet. But overall, her heals do look pretty good. I think White Fox in general, she definitely should not be used as a heal bot. I think she should be used as, like we always say, a strategist, which requires not only positioning IQ, but, equal damage. Well, not equal, but just knowing when to use that damage ability and output, and knowing when to, either heal bot or just whatever, knowing who to target, whatever. So she's been pretty solid from what I've seen so far. The team ups, I haven't. It's still not many people that run Warlock. There are more people that run Warlock. What's up?
No, I'm saying right. Like it's not that many people that run Adam like that you were running to.
Yeah, you're not really gonna run into that many Adams. Now, when he got the flying buff, there are more people running him, but it's still more of a triple heal comp than like a 2 healer comp you would see Adam. So I don't really care for the Adam and Luna buff. Was that Adam and Luna? Let me look at it again.
Adam.
Oh, those are the ones that were removed. Okay, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, so Adam and Storm. And I'm a Storm main, but me personally, if I'm on Storm, I'm not going to be the happiest if I see an Adam in my heal comp. So I don't really look forward to that team up. But I know Shinobi is once again, he's a Lord Adam. So I know we talked about seeing what's up with that team up. So I'm sure we'll get it cracking at some point and see what that team up looks like. So I am very upset. You know what? I'm upset, but I'm not upset that they removed Jeff Nato, because anytime I ran with a Jeff, they almost never used the Jeff Nato. They would always ult before me or after me. But 9 times out of 10, it would be before me. And then they'd be yelling and screaming in the chat, why didn't you Jeff Nato? And I'm like, bro, I didn't have all. You could have just said that you wanted to do it together. I assumed you were waiting for me, etc. So there's a lot of miscommunication when it came to Jeff Nato. For it to be as powerful as it was, I feel as if, it was very underutilized, with me being a Storm main and a lot of people loving to use Jeff the way that they do. I still rarely ever got a successful Jeff Nato off. And sometimes, at least on my behalf, if I was able to get one off, sometimes I wouldn't be paying attention to healer alts, and they would pop a healer alt before I was able to, even finish getting that Jeff Nato off. But the beauty of it is some healer alts, Jeff can take them out of that alt and you could still destroy them. I think it was only Luna and maybe Mantis, I might be mistaken, that could, that would have immunity from Jeff Nato, but everything else, I'm definitely, when I did get a good Jeff to run that duo with and do the team up with, that would definitely make me smile. So it's a little sad seeing that gone. Hopefully Storm does get, some form of a DPS team up again, and hopefully maybe somebody else is the anchor so she could get a damage boost or something. And, I might have that backwards. I think I got it right though, but that would be lovely. But overall, with the other team ups, don't really got much to say about them at all.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like the new team ups are lackluster. The ones that they took off don't break my heart like the old ones did the last season update. But I know we still have our other team ups, but I feel like team ups was such a central part of this game and important for team synergy as well. So just kind of want to see them kind of get back to really good team ups without making it busted. No gamma squids and shit like that, or if it is gamma squids, like, figure out a good balance. But maybe that's part of them trying to make the game super balanced and people start complaining. It's like, let's just wait a little bit before we add something very controversial as a team up. But I think that is something that makes the game fun when you are playing with your homies, and then you got this team up ability that also makes you OP because you guys are using it right. And then White Fox looks like a viable character. I haven't seen enough or played enough. I also didn't finish the division myself, so I'm gonna watch it. One thing I will say, which is I was waiting to get my ISO on this thing, is although I know that people read the comic books and people love these Marvel characters, I feel like if they wanted to go for a more casual and get the casual Marvel player, Marvel Rivals player, like people read the comic books, people know who White Fox is, people know who Black Cat is. with that being said, the roster, not saying that White Fox is chump change, but the roster is so vast. After a lackluster season where somebody said, hey, I'm done playing after EOMM, we needed a heavy hitter. We needed, like, in my opinion, like an MCU character, and I know we got a lot of X-Men. That's just my final take, and what I want to say on that is, like, love that they throwing White Fox in there. Black Cat is cool, but she's like she's a what you call it, an anti-hero in the Spider-Man universe, a love interest. She got some type of powers, but not super OP. And this is a game where we play people for powers, right? So I don't know. Maybe you added Deadpool. Maybe add Domino. I don't know. We could have used Kingpin. We could have used the Vanguard from the jump, right? I feel like strategists have get enough love, but that's just kind of, you know, my end statement. So I'll let you guys get your end statement. But it's been a great discourse on the season update.
Yeah, no, definitely. I appreciated this conversation for real. I really think breaking down everything and all the changes was really beneficial to even helping one another, just understanding other characters that we may not have known about even before. Personally, I'm a person that likes utility, so I like these, though they seem small, pretty okay team ups that are added to the game. I'm glad I can kind of see the vision with them. Well, I wanted to clear it up first. They didn't necessarily remove Dance of Duality between Luna and Atom. They just got rid of the anchor effect that Atom has. Because if they were to keep that, I could see comps like Storm Atom Luna coming up, and then, or Storm Atom Luna White Fox, and that would end up being like back to the whole triple support thing that we all talked about that we hated, which ended up being bad. So I think that just removing that healing anchor was just to add that Cosmic Cyclone, which was that healing trail, because a lot of changes to Atom recently have just been all mobility things, and I feel like though it is needed, it probably will give him a lot more presence in the near future with even more team ups that give him more mobility. And that charm slice, I wanted to get back to you earlier on that. That charm, think of it as like a mini Emma ultimate, where you know how you get like mind controlled and you have to like walk towards them. That's what a charm is like. Although this team up, it's not as long by any means. I think that's just a way to get you thinking about what it actually does. It damages them. I'm pretty sure it's like 25 damage, and then it'll bring them slowly towards you for like 0.5 to a second.
Okay, cool. Thanks for clearing that up, bro, because now that definitely makes a lot more sense. And I think I may have peeped that, but I wasn't. I still was more so trying to make sure everybody was healed up when I was popping it, so I didn't really pay that much attention to it, but that makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of why I brought up how I feel like Luna is going to be really scary this season, because now she has 2 forms of CC, a lot of healing output, and if she actually snowflakes the right heroes, she'll almost always have her idol aura. So I'm a little scared how she'll come out this season. I'm not gonna lie, but I think it'll just be fun. I do also like how, you know, Storm is getting a little more light, just as far as like the new team up ability goes. Though it's not like the biggest change, I feel like not seeing her around and her finally getting a little bit more presence this season will probably be a good refresh too.
Yeah, definitely 1000% as a Storm main. Even when she got those buffs last season, I was more than ecstatic, you know, and to see that those buffs actually sustained and they didn't backtrack and, you know, get rid of any of them or decide to nerf her in any way, shape, or form. I'm definitely proud of, you know, being definitely a Storm main, seeing that looks like they're trying to continue the uprise and, you know, the upcoming of Storm, and just, you know, also acknowledging her lack of play and just trying to get more people to play her. I'm not the biggest fan of them trying to get more people to play her, because I swear almost every person I see on Storm is dog shit, and it pisses me off so bad, bro. But, you know, I'm sure when you get on BP and see others on BP, you probably feel the exact same way. So I'm sure you can attest to my frustration on that one, bro. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, again, like I said earlier, they gave their little month. Appreciate the reparations Guang and all of them have given us. So I can't wait to see it. I want to go try and make some new clips with Blade and Black Panther Loki with all these new changes and buffs, especially the spin kick update. That's definitely going to make for some crazy angles to hit some clips.
Definitely 1000%. I need to throw together my Luna clips because I was looking at them and these were all pre-buff Luna. This is all from season 6.5, and I got some crazy Luna clips. So I'm definitely going to be throwing something together. I'm looking forward to throwing a lot of clips together this season. So it's looking like the season to do so. And since I only have one skin for Luna, which is like that, I think the symbiote skin that she had, not the symbiote and Phoenix skin, but just the white and black. I don't even remember if that's supposed to be symbiote or not. I don't remember what this skin is, but there's not many Luna Gooner skins anymore, man. And she's starting to turn into my main. Guang, I know you fiending, bruh. I need that Gooner skin for Luna. You figured down me?
Yo, crazy.
I need that.
All right. Well,
but yeah, just to double up on
what you say?
My bad. I was just doubling up on what Solo said about Luna as well. That's my last thing that I'm gonna say as well, is that this is definitely going to be the season for Luna. It's already been foreseen, and luckily enough, I already was locking her in last season, so I'm already pretty warmed up with her. So I'm for certain, especially with the addition of White Fox, everybody's going to be fucking running her anyway. So that team up is almost always going to be there this season. So definitely looking forward to that. But that's it for me, bro.
Well, this has been a great discourse. Perfect timing once again to your Luna usage, and hopefully that helps the win percentage out a lot, get you to where you need to go. And looking forward to playing with y'all on Marvel Rivals. A lot more quick match and a lot more ranked, and hopefully we can climb and it's a little bit better experience than before, because I really do enjoy this game when it is fair and running well. And no throwers and all the other stuff, which was another big thing that we're not going to talk about. But yeah, man, I think this was pretty good, and this was the first time we did it as a trio. We usually do it as a duo. So man, shout out Solo. Go ahead and shout out what platforms you on and what you're doing, and then Slice, you could do the same.
Oh yeah. I'm Dad Kid Solo on all platforms, usually YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram. I also have a music page that's separate, but that's just datkidSolo.music on Instagram. You can follow that if you want to. I'm looking forward to making more content in the near future too, regarding Marvel Rivals, shooters, any other competitive games. I'm a really big competitive gamer, so I like to break down ins and outs. And though I get mad at hitboxes a lot of the time, it can be really entertaining at some point to try some new fun things,
Yeah, nah, for sure. I definitely feel you on that, bro. Just dropped you a follow on IG. I'm about to hit your YouTube and TikTok up now as soon as I finish wrapping up this ending message. But likewise, it's your boy Slice. Unfortunately, I don't have the same handle for all of my different platforms. I probably should get better with that. But the main platforms that I'm really on is Twitch, SLXC33. You can catch me over on there. Fire up a relatively long stream up tomorrow. Variety streamer on there. Dragon Ball, Gexin. I can never say that word right, bro. Dragon Ball, Squadron, Rivals, obviously Fortnite. The new 7 Deadly Sins Origin game, that's actually what I plan on playing for a while tomorrow, but I'll also equally be on Rivals just as long, if not longer. I'm trying to do the new Zombies Easter egg on Black Ops 7, so you know what I mean? I got a lot of content planned on there for this weekend, so definitely tap into that. And then I just dropped a Boruto video on my anime YouTube channel, Slice of Anime. And then my YouTube channel that I'll be editing this up and chopping it up on is The First Slice. That's my video game review channel. And that's about all I'm gonna plug, man. definitely appreciate the three-way. Always a fan of networking and finding more like-minded individuals. So definitely appreciate you, Dion, for networking the three of us together. Definitely introducing me to Solo. But I feel like I remember talking to you in his chat before. So it's definitely good to be able to chop it up with you, physically and not just over, like Twitch, but actually be able to pick your brain and see your viewpoint of things. And always a pleasure as well with Dion. So shout out DAWGPACK, man.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Shout out
Yes, sir. Likewise, bro. Shout out DAWGPACK.
Shout out DAWGPACK, Cuddy Corp, all the homies, man. We doing big shit. And that's what it's about. It's about community. I'm Big Dog Dion on all platforms. That's BIGDAWGDEION. If you ever see me perform on stage, that's how I break it down. Just on all platforms, man. Check it out. Link in bio, YouTube. I'm just versatile. I might do anything. Shit, I might start doing jujitsu streams, man. I don't know. But that's just what I'm on, man. And that's the homies. But we're gonna cut it, and I'm gonna send out this content for everybody. We're gonna chop it down. But it's been a great conversation.